Yeah, I have a not a question, kind of a question, but we'll see. Yeah, I want to know if there's any advice that you would give to yourself 10 years ago. If you could go back in time and let yourself know something at that time, maybe that would have been useful to you in your future, that took you time to figure out along the line, or maybe you weren't wondering what path to go down. Maybe you were trying to do something and it ended up being the right move, and you wish, maybe at that time when you were younger, you wish somebody could like really tell you like, hey, this is what you should be doing, but you didn't really know. You know what I mean? It's an interesting thing about.
Invest in Bitcoin. Please do it. Tell your parents.
That would be one of them. Yeah, invest in the market sooner.
Mine probably would be to not go to the college I went to.
Damn.
I
Really?
think, yes. It was the biggest.
I can relate to that.
Ever.
Where would you have gone?
Anywhere else. I actually was like this close from going to Sacred Heart, like that close.
No way.
I was
going to go there too. I wouldn't have been the same major.
I went to this little dinner thing, like for like acceptees, and like we're gonna like, fucking go in there.
Too.
And then I was with our friend Mitch Richmond, and
wow,
we
went there.
He went there.
Right?
I was like, we were made plans to like, oh yeah, we're gonna room together, this, that, whatever.
Oh,
and
wow.
then
you left him.
URI sent me the package of death, and I was like. My dad looked at it. He goes, "No, they took off a lot of money." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm probably gonna go there. It makes more sense."
What were you gonna study there?
So I wanted to do sports marketing, right?
Oh, okay.
I didn't do my first marketing class in general until the second half of my junior year. So I wasted basically 3 full years of not doing anything that had anything related with my major.
What did Rachel do at Sacred Heart?
I don't know. But he went there because they had a major that like URI didn't have.
Oh, okay, based. See, I was seriously thinking about doing physical therapy, but then I was like, come on, Angelo, we're not that smart. Like, let's do something.
Yeah, that's
so I didn't.
Why? You don't do that smart.
But yeah, no, that shit pissed me off. And like I was talking with somebody at work the other day, and I was like, she went there and then actually left because like they didn't really give any support for like careers and shit like that after. She left after 2 years and did like online school. And it's like, yeah, like if I could have chose, like really looked at it and been like, oh, I want to go to a college that's like known for this, I would have rather done that because I think I'd be in a way better position than I am now. And then, yeah, it's just extra, like a bunch of money for like nothing. I didn't learn anything I didn't learn already in high school from like the entrepreneurship class we had. So I was like, yeah, like it was a waste of time. That's what I would say. Get me the fuck out of there. Plus, would have been better to like branch out. You know what I mean? Instead, because like everybody that we knew from high school and their mother went to fucking URI, so it was like,
yeah,
not really.
Dude, so was there a point for you in high school where you were struggling with what major you wanted to go into, or you knew loosely that you were going to do marketing/sports marketing, something sports marketing related, and it didn't really matter what? It was more the location.
So at URI, you don't get into the school of business. I feel like that's opposite
for a lot of kids. I feel like a lot of kids have their college they want to go to, but they don't know what they want to study.
Well, yeah. I mean, everyone has like a dream college or whatever. I really didn't care for that.
Did you have a dream college?
I applied for Oregon.
I remember that. You wanted to go to Oregon.
Got in?
You had a dream college, Mike?
I want to go to Georgia Tech.
What?
I didn't get it.
Maybe it's because I'm not really into college sports like that, so I guess
It's not a sports school. I mean, it's good at football.
Well, you know what I mean?
It's like a tech school, though.
I don't know. Yeah, I definitely didn't have a dream college.
No, but you're right. You have to do 2 years before you can even get into the business school.
Yeah.
So, like, I didn't really know what I was going to go into until, like, the end of or, like, halfway through sophomore year. So, like, it didn't really matter because, like, you're not in the school anyway. Fuck it. But, yeah, it was just a fucking waste of time. Don't go there. Unless you're doing, like, pharmacy and shit like that, that's different. If you're a business major, you want to do sports marketing, don't fucking go there.
Okay. One of you guys go.
You have something?
I can go, I guess.
Take it away, Penny.
It's tough. So, like, 10 years ago, what were we, 15? So, through high school, I never had any idea what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
My dad always kind of just instilled with me, like, pick fucking, like, engineering or doctor or fucking...
Yeah.
I never had that in me. Or maybe I do, but, like, I don't think I did. But I was always just good at math and science classes and didn't care about anything else.
Yeah.
But obviously I always enjoyed cooking, and eventually that's how I led into this being my profession. But like I wish I went back and like told myself like, hey, just stick with it. Like,
yeah,
I could have did the culinary program, and maybe I would have went to college for culinary arts or whatever. But the other thing too is like I don't want to make it sound like I have regrets. I feel like I don't have that many regrets.
Right.
So like, the other thing too is like I wish I had like advice for myself or like to change my outlook. Like I know I mean I still am, but like how hard I was on myself, my image, my like societal status, I suppose. Like I felt like I always just like was trying to make new friends all the time, and like I probably could have stuck it down with the ones that mattered
Earlier,
earlier.
like sooner, right?
Yeah.
Because you're saying now that life has passed, they've gotten filtered out.
Right, and I feel like everybody kind of goes through that, like
Right.
you know,
Oh,
especially
100%.
after high school and then after college. Like you know who your close friends are and the people like you don't want to talk to anymore. So
Right.
not that there's any bad blood. I'm not too much of a drama person, but like the self-image part was definitely huge. Like I know how hard I was on myself through middle school, high school, like, and I hate looking back at pictures of myself where it's like I'm not even that big, but like I thought I was a fat ass then. Like
Yeah.
so that I would definitely like be like, yo, like calm down, like stick to the program, get in the gym.
Right.
And like I don't know, maybe I still would have went to the Air Force. Like that didn't happen. But I was
Right.
always so unsure of everything.
Mm.
I just like never knew what I wanted to do. I feel like it wasn't really talked about a lot with me growing up, like other than just like my dad was always just like you have to go to college and you have to do you know, fucking lawyer, doctor, or engineering or but like also like neither of my parents had gone to college when I was growing up either. They only recently got degrees.
Right.
So like I don't know, maybe they didn't realize what they were trying to instill in me.
Yeah.
So because obviously neither of them are doctors or lawyers or engineers.
And get on them.
I know, and I
I
remember.
will. I mean, I don't know. Like,
I remember we'd go to James's house and like his dad would be like we'd be leaving his house at like fucking 1:30, 2 in the morning, and his dad would be up at the dining table like
doing homework,
doing
yeah.
class shit, and I was like, wow, this is wild.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he got his degree.
My dad did the same
3
thing.
or 4 years
Really?
ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it was after I finished high school. We were going to college at the same time.
I was gonna say, I think. Well, I don't know. I think parents always just want like
Better,
something
like,
like they
right,
didn't
what
they
they
didn't
did,
get like
yeah.
a college degree, so like you got to get one, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I almost wish like even if I had gone into trades, not like I think trades are
Yeah.
like, something I would love, but like I thought my options were limited.
Like, yeah.
And I didn't know about like the college system, like what it
Yeah.
required, what college I needed to go to. I never had a dream school. I thought I'd just
Me either. Yeah.
just go to school. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I feel like no, I remember the mindset I was in too when it comes to like going to school, and yeah, it was the same thing. Like, yeah, all right, obviously I picked the school I went to and I picked the major that I did, and luckily I got out of it, and I'm still interested in the stuff I went to school for, and hopefully it'll be the bulk of what I do for work.
yeah.
But there's a lot of kids that are just like in the deep end,
Yeah.
and I definitely felt like I was drowning
Yeah.
at one point, being like, oh shit, like this kind of sucks, like. Probably could have been doing a trade or anything else, like everybody wants to be their own boss, have their own shit going
Right.
on, but no, yeah, I think that's pretty
I mean,
relatable.
even from middle school into high school, and like you had to like pick like we had a vocational center at our school.
yeah
Like
Oh,
how
my
was
dad
I
wanted me
supposed to
do that.
know what I wanted to do? Like I don't know. Everything sounded cool. Well, like I didn't know like what was what or like you know.
Well, see, like I was saying, so Mike, you were like, oh really, like when I brought up my dad, so my dad got laid off. He was doing like textiles, like that was never gonna last.
Oh, really?
Well, my dad didn't.
Who do you work
my
for?
My dad did a semester. He worked at Cranston Print Works.
Oh, no shit. Really?
Mm-hmm.
What?
For
That was still
years.
open when we were kids?
Yeah, bro.
I didn't even know that.
Went overseas when we were like 12. My dad got laid off.
Damn.
Lost his job. He went to New England Tech for like a semester. My dad, I think, low key, like, would be a fucking millionaire. I'm not
Yeah?
even kidding. Like, my dad was doing like tech shit. Like, my dad went to school for computer science in like 85, 86. Like,
And you went to
crazy.
textiles?
Oh.
Yeah, we
Huh.
dropped out. Well, because that's what how it was, you
Oh.
know, got offered a full-time job. That's what a lot
Yeah.
of people did. I think
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he only did like a semester, got laid off, went back to school, went to New England Tech, got his degree, did like an apprenticeship, and long story short, he was working for a company that had like 12 people. Company gets bought for like millions. Fast forward a couple years. My dad doesn't own the company, and we're not millionaires. But yeah, they're now like a branch of a different company that my dad works for. But when he was getting his degree, it was pretty much while I was like in high school. So for me, like James brings up the vocational school that we had at high school. And like for those who don't know, a vocational school is basically like what I did was Cisco. So it was a bunch of Cisco is like the company, they're the manufacturer that makes servers, routers, all this shit. Like I got like routing and switching certifications when I was in high school. You learned about IPs, subnet masks, binary hex, all that stuff, how to set up networks. And I did it. The way the vocational school worked is like you picked a field and you studied it for like 3 years along with your actual like general education classes. Okay. So that's what my dad went to college for. And he really wanted one of us to do something along those lines. And I kind of always felt like I was closer with my dad than my brother and sister. Like I feel like we get along better and are more on the same wavelength. So like my dad kind of always inspired me. But I also was kind of in the same position where it was like, yeah, you're going to college, buddy. And I was like, oh, all right, well, I'll do this. Dad did this. It looks cool. Thankfully, I like it too. But yeah, I have a similar experience too, like watching my dad fucking... I used to be all jerked when I was like 13 because like I remember we used to keep my Xbox in the basement and like that's where we would play. And my mom would be like, "Oh, you can't go down there. Like Dad's using the basement to study." I'd be like, "Fuck." But like I remember, we were struggling for a little bit. But yeah, I was in the same boat. Like I figured that was my only option.
But regretfully, I feel like I wasted a lot of my time.
Right.
Chasing or pursuing a career field. I really had no interest in other than like money, I guess. But
and that's why I say like I really think I got lucky with it, to be honest, because when I was 14, 15 doing the vocational school for the first time, like I had no idea if the shit I threw at the wall was going to stick. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Like I think there's a lot of people that feel like they wasted time because when you're that young, like you kind of wish you had your future self to give you a piece of advice. Yeah. You know? It's true.
It was tough. I mean, I still question it today. Like, if I'm in what I need to be in.
Of course.
Like, mostly it's a money thing because obviously my field doesn't make that much money. But, like...
I think it's a healthy question to ask yourself every once in a while for everybody. Like, regardless of what you do.
Yeah. But, I think that's most of the stuff I'll tell my 10 years ago self.
Right.
15-year-old self. Maybe avoid certain girls, but
yeah.
but you live and you learn. So
well, it's the trends, right?
Yeah.
It's the trends. Yeah.
You saw Mike's the first 2 to 3 years of dating was all downhill. That's what he.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you gotta find out where your stocks are.
I dug a big hole.
Well, that's when you come up, though.
I'm still down from that.
Still down. I'm still stuck at A or whatever it was.
Well, you have to keep investing, or the waves won't work.
Can somebody throw a ladder?
What do you got, Mike?
I'm trying to think. 10 years ago.
15. Freshman Mike.
I don't know. I feel like, I mean, maybe not like 10 years ago. I feel like, I guess my parents, pushed for college. I feel like it was just kind of the natural thing. I don't think I ever thought about not going to college.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just kind of instilled.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really remember it ever being like a big focal point, I guess. Even though none of my parents went to college. I think my sister went to college the year or 2 years before me. I don't really think I had that thought in my life. And I kind of knew what I wanted to do, even though I switched majors like 3 years in. It was still in like the same vein. I just found out like my major wasn't exactly like career-wise what I wanted. Mm-hmm. But I don't think I would... I guess I would be like, oh, just do this right off the bat, I guess.
Right.
But if I feel like...
That's fair.
Yeah, but I feel like if I had to do if I said like one thing to my younger self, it would probably be like right when I started college and I'd be like, go harder. Yeah, go harder in the paint.
In terms of what?
In the shower paint when you were playing basketball with your
in
boys?
terms of everything, like I wish
the
like
boys that played naked basketball.
well, I wish I was
early.
always like an academic weapon. I feel like I was never an academic weapon that I wanted to be.
What? You're
Yeah.
pretty smart though. I feel like you're one of the more
No, man. People always
you're
say
one of
that.
the
Like
smarter people that
I feel like
think
I'm such a
know.
fucking slack, dude.
Well, you hide it well then.
No, I don't think I
don't think I did that well.
I did well. I mean, like I just like I know shit, but it's not like I feel like I was never like I feel like I was never an academic weapon. Like I know people who are like
I'm definitely not.
academic like fucking
Yeah.
forces of nature, and I'm like, God, I wish I was them.
Mm.
Like maybe everyone doesn't have this like fantasy of like I mean it's like I don't think it's cracked out because I feel like it's cool like to be like in the back of a library at like fucking like midnight like studying. Yeah, is that not a thing people
No,
think about?
I think about that.
Yeah, like
No, I think-
it's like doing push-ups in your room. It's like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
fucking putting in the fucking work right
I
now.
think
I never liked that shit. I always be like, man, I hate to be that guy every single time.
It's almost like being proud of your
Your
like
commitment to the game or
yeah,
something like
like
that.
like
Yeah.
you're being productive.
Yeah.
Like look how productive I am.
Like I wish
Fuck
I guess
you.
I was more productive
Right.
in like yeah, I guess in school. Like I wish I joined like a lab earlier.
Oh, okay.
Even though like I think I submitted to be, but I should have like submitted more, I guess, just any lab. And then I feel like I could have gone harder in track. Like I feel like if you always look back, like I feel like most people, because I was like most people don't do like college sports. I feel like most people look back at high school sports and
Yeah.
be like, man, I
Yeah,
could have went
like,
like
yeah.
harder. Man, I could have been fucking
I think
like
about
him
that all
or
the
something
time.
like
Yeah, me
that.
too.
Of course, and it's like I feel like I obviously like I think about in the same way of like college sports, and it's like I only got like super serious like the last 2 years or something like that, and I'm like, man, I wish like because I had like 5 years, I'm like I wish I just went
Yeah.
fucking harder in the paint.
Right.
But I guess I don't think I have really like crazy advice. 'Cause I feel like I don't think not even like I try not to live regrets. I feel like there's nothing to regret. 'Cause I feel like
Right.
as you see in the wave cycles, everything builds upon itself.
Mm-hmm.
So even in the pullbacks, you're supporting your future move,
Right.
right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I love.
So I don't
that.
know.
I hope you use that more as like an inside joke.
Well, it's a great diagram for everything.
is. No,
I mean,
it is.
you're
No,
gonna
it
have
really
ups
is.
and downs, but you're literally just your downs are building for the future.
Your downs will never be as low as they once were.
Exactly. Like you'll never reach the all-time lows again.
Well,
Unless you literally like
Unless
unless you like lose legs or something like
Unless we
that,
go
or
to
you
war.
like I don't even know,
Unless
like
we go to war.
yeah, unless we go to war and you like
go to war.
are blinded,
The automatrons.
you fucking in the iron lung or something like that, then you're all time. But you most likely avoiding catastrophic
Plague
events.
comes back.
Yeah, the plague comes back. Avoiding catastrophic events, you're always going to be rising
Right.
on the general trend.
Got you. So
So-
you would have told yourself that when you were 15.
No, I feel like I knew that when I was 15.
Oh.
You know when you were fucking 15?
That's
yeah,
why,
that like
that's why that's why in your stock trading lifetime you've been so successful.
I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything, but the numbers will come out at the end of March and they'll show something.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to see the next quarter's earnings.
Yeah.
Wow. They're
No,
actually
I've-
gonna be low.
When this quote has actually been crazy. This like Q4 for me. This is wild. Q4.
Welcome to the jungle,
Yeah,
baby.
Q1's been crazy so far. It's actually quite nice. No, I feel like when I was 15, like I feel like in the same way, like not that I'm lackadaisical with life. I'm kind of lackadaisical with life. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, shit. Like generally, I don't get stressed. Like at work, I get stressed now because it's like I actually have to worry about shit to do it, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it would be my only advice: go harder in the paint.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have advice for myself too. The first thing I would say is like honestly would just be like, dude, like loosen up. I feel like I feel like the last couple years I've really allowed myself to blossom as a person and like really show myself more to people. Where before, not that I tried to like make that exclusive, but I like didn't really feel the need to do that, I guess. Like if you would have asked me to do a podcast like this a couple years ago, I would have been like, no. Just straight up no.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't even allowed myself to like think of that.
I
And
definitely
I
see
think
that. Yeah.
now, no, it was not bad, but I've definitely seen a change in myself over time. So I think I would definitely tell my younger self, like, yo, like, and again, it's kind of like what Mike said too. Like, I definitely don't regret anything at all. Like there's really nothing I can look back at in high school that I didn't do and said to myself like I wish I did that. So maybe this is gonna be contradicting of myself, but like I would say like yeah, like loosen up and like open yourself up more to more stuff, try some shit, you know? Because recently now I'm like way more open to trying new things, new hobbies, embracing. I feel like the other thing I would say too is like I wish I would have like embraced my creativity earlier. I think I have like really good ideas, and even if it's not ideas, like I do a lot more stuff with myself for myself than I did when I was like in high school. And maybe it was like a confidence thing. I think it really started to shift when I started to put time on myself for real, like with going to the gym consistently. And like my early gym endeavors start when I was like 16, 17, going to Planet Fitness. And I feel like, because we on the last podcast were talking about like how we all met. And I didn't really start talking to someone like Josh, as in somebody who I thought was either A, popular, or B, somebody that I wasn't friends with and didn't know if I could be friends with them, until I started going to the gym and like gaining more self-confidence. Like it wasn't even about talking to like girls. It was about talking to like people in general. And I wish I would have did that sooner, I guess I would say. But yeah, it would be that, and definitely like embrace my creativity. Just like having ideas of like me wanting to start a garden, and now like I'm fucking doing it. No questions asked. Don't care if people think it's stupid. I'm gonna put it on my Instagram story anyway. You know what I mean? Even like the doing a podcast thing. And even Josh knows, like, we make the inside joke all the time that, like, me and Josh were going to be rappers and we were going to blow up. But, like, I used to write...
We were.
Dude, I used to write poetry and shit all the time. I always loved words. Like, I used to love the power of words, the meaning of words, like, different meanings. And I think that's why I've actually really enjoyed doing a podcast, is making those little inside jokes and subtle things and, like, not that I try to be a wise ass, but I was always kind of a wise ass when I actually, like, got going and got really talking. But even now, like I've been writing a lot more stuff down and putting my feelings into words. Like I used to do that all the time. So I'm glad that like I'm starting to like embrace that again and actually like following through on my creativity and my ideas. That's definitely something I wish I would have did sooner. Because really up until the last couple years, am I actually like putting my ideas and actions like really into motion, I would say. So that would definitely be advice I would give to my younger self. Or even just younger kids in general. Even everything that we said, like when you're 15, like you really don't know what's going to work.
Yeah.
And until you really try it. And some people, like honestly, like myself, it took me a long time to actually like just do shit. Like for me, I always never gave a fuck about everybody, loosely. Like that was definitely the mindset that I operated under in high school. When I only had a couple friends, like, oh, everybody else, I don't, because I really even... That's the one thing I give myself credit for is like I rarely have I ever let somebody's opinion like really screw with my head. I think when you do that, you allow the other person to win, which makes me a loser. You know what I'm saying? Like when you would let somebody's words, like when you let someone's negativity like hang in your head, I always viewed it as like I'm letting that person win, and I never liked that. I don't know if that's how everybody thinks about that type of stuff.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah,
but. So there's stuff like that I give myself credit for. Like, if I could go back in time, I would tell myself that I think my mindset was actually right all along, and I think it's really gotten me into a place that I'm really happy with right now. Like, as a 24, almost 25-year-old young man, like, I'm in a very happy, comfortable place right now. And I think it might not have always been like that if I had a different mindset. Like, I wasn't too worried about outside noise and influences. Like I feel like I always did shit that I was comfortable with. So I don't know, maybe it is a little contradicting that I was also trying to say to my younger self, like try more stuff, but I think I'm happy with the way I went about it and my mindset towards trying new things. Like I only ever did things that I would like actually was interested in and trying. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I guess I can drop this too. Like I got high for the first time, right? Like, I could have got high years ago.
Yeah.
And was just never really interested in it. Like, not that I thought it was stupid, not that I thought it wasn't for me. I just, like, was like, I'll try. I knew I would try it eventually when I was interested in it, and I got really fucking high. And I don't want to be that high again, but something like that, like I could see the progression with myself and like my interest in it. You know, like I have friends that smoke. I used to go on all the bud runs. I'd sit in the back of the car and everybody would be stony baloney, and I would just sit there and listen to music, and they would laugh. They would laugh at what I had to say.
I've never heard
like,
that
I never
before in my
tried
life.
it. Like all throughout college, like never tried it. Even like the drinking stuff. Like I don't really drink that much.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, if they
like,
get the Bud banquet.
like I'm definitely Coors Banquet,
Coors
but I'm
Banquet.
definitely like looser to it now, more open to it now, and not like as uptight with stuff like that. I would say. So that's my piece of what I would tell myself. But
You still be writing poems?
verses to instrumentals.
I do
Send,
that.
send me
write it
some
down.
shit, bro.
Make it anonymous Twitter and start
I'm on
tweeting
like
out.
poetic TikTok. Like my For You page is full of poems. I love that shit.
I would never share.
I don't think I can make them myself.
Oh,
I
I always
feel like-
knew
I
I
feel
always
like-
knew I could. I always loved writing class and English class.
I don't know if
I don't know what it was.
I don't know if I have the skill set to like. Maybe I just need to learn how to write them.
Yeah.
And like maybe it'll come out of me.
Because your handwriting's bad.
But it's just,
Yes.
I don't know.
physical skill set.
I'll just write them in my
fuck
notes
am I
page on
writing?
my phone.
Not that it was like easy for me to write poetry or write things down, but I always kind of say that I think I do a good job of putting my emotions and my feelings to words. So I just write them down, and I know how to morph them into this or that or whatever.
I've
Ask
done-
Josh. Josh is good at it too.
I do this thing where like when I need to speak about my emotions, like say like I need to fucking talk to a girl about
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
whatever. I always write down what I need to say.
Oh, beforehand.
Yeah, I need like a
Yeah.
rough
Yeah,
draft.
yeah.
I've done. Sometimes I've done.
And then I promptly delete them. 'Cause I'm like, this is
Yeah.
embarrassing as fuck.
Nah, you gotta delete it.
like, but I do it every time. Like I need to like, and then like I read it in my head. Like,
Yeah.
does this sound right coming out of my voice? Like,
Right. No, yeah. Sometimes I do it because like it helps me mentally to like either get over. Yeah, just to get over shit, whether it's something good or bad. You know, like
The most recent time I've had to have an emotional conversation was over the phone. So thankfully I had it open while I was on the phone,
God.
and I was like
you were
adjusting it as I was speaking.
reading like
He's
a
cheating. He's
bot.
like, hold on 1 second.
No, this is
Yeah,
seriously.
like
I
a
was like,
teleprompter.
I was like,
Brother, ew.
but I make it sound so natural, but you would never know, dude. You never know.
gross.
I feel like I'm like a actor reading from a script, but like I'm throwing my own flair in there, even though it was my flair to begin with.
ad-libbing it.
I'm ad-libbing myself.
This whole scene was ad libbed.
Nah, I was reading it. I'm like, that sounds fucking lame. Skip that sentence. But like I would just put pauses in the speech.
Yeah.
You know, just I just
for the emphasis.
you know, like
It's kind of fake.
it's not fake.
No, I
it's
know.
still me. How is it fake?
Because
If
you're
it's still
writing it
me?
down
No,
and then
it's not.
ad-libbing.
It's not. People do that all the time.
It's not fake. He rewrote it.
Yeah,
down
you don't
himself.
rehearse in the mirror.
Like,
Like
you
what
wrote
you
it
want to
for him
say.
and he's
Yeah,
talking.
yeah.
Like, he's got an
Wow,
earpiece
you really
in.
don't
We're off
care.
the TED Top.
What?
We're off the head top.
I like that. I just
Nah,
Sometimes if it's like super like you gotta like.
I'd be rehearsing.
I don't want to like my
Prep it.
stutter
You
to
know
show
how you
up while I'm
feel.
talking to a girl. like
That's sometimes you have to.
Well, it
prep
shows
it.
emotion.
it still shows emotion. I'm still
If you're
speaking in an
stuttering,
emotional
if
way.
you're stuttering shows emotion.
No,
No.
How does stuttering not show emotion?
I would have given the
Why
it.
do people stutter?
Yeah,
People
but
with
the
stutter stutters
dude.
for a reason.
I'm
They
gonna
stutter
give
because
them
they're
the-
nervous.
A bad gal's gonna be like, oh my god, he was
She
stuttering the whole
made you
time.
nervous.
You're
That's
cooked.
kind of cute.
They wouldn't see it like that.
No,
You don't. They do.
They,
though.
it's a new
They don't.
brand. New
They don't.
brand.
We're in a recession.
Ain't
You
the
gotta
girl.
They're
move
in a
up.
recession. They're
Ain't the
going.
girl.
No,
yeah, they're
thanks.
like, wow, he doesn't.
Reinvent
Yeah.
yourself in the
He
time.
don't fuck. I'm not talking to this kid. Yeah, that's what they would say.
Right in the
I
girls
was-
group chat. Ick, he's stuttering.
He's stuttering.
No, seriously.
Ick, he has a lisp. What do you want from me?
I danced on a Nigerian rapper and he started crying.
I was gonna say, Ange, I see it. I would like to write poems. I don't think I have coherent of verses. If you look through my journal, it's mostly just leading questions. And I don't know if it's
I used to do
coherent.
that all the time.
No,
I used to
you
add-
do
I
not
used to
write
add
anything
shit.
coherent.
Yeah,
whatsoever.
like
This
I-
motherfucker, you
like-
just leave words out.
I write too
sometimes.
fast. I write too fast.
For your mind,
Or
I do that too.
It's crazy.
Think ahead of my hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like leave words.
I do
I
that
leave
too.
words out.
I have
No,
to
maybe
go
like
back
leading
and be
questions
like,
and just
wait, what the fuck
statements
did I
that
say?
like there'll be statements that just don't connect. Like it'll be just like a paragraph, and it'll just like in my mind I'm just going to the next thing, and I'll just
Yeah.
keep writing on the next page on like the same paragraph, and I'm like, if someone reread this, they would not know where to
Also
go.
think you're crazy.
Yeah, schizophrenic.
He's like writing around the page. Like,
yeah, writing in a spiral.
I think I'm gonna do a deep dive. I'm gonna get back to you. I'll send you guys some poems.
Some poems?
Let me get see what I'm into, and I'm gonna share.
I'm not gonna send.
we're gonna do
You don't have to do. I just want to try it myself.
episode 31 slam poetry.
Yeah,
Get ready
no,
for
I
it.
love that shit.
That's
though.
crazy.
These are trash.
I know some slam poetry. We'll have
Julia
to.
Roberts. Julia Rob Hurts.
Jesus died for our
What?
sin. The
I don't know, Angelo must be from some.
Cynthia. Jesus died for our Cynthias.
But yeah, let's go fast. Let's do like an overarching of what each of us said. What
big poem?
What you
Oh.
would say to yourself. So
Yeah.
like for me, I would go with actually I would actually want to embrace my creativity.
Embrace your creativity. We just need a statement overall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just what we-
summarize
a little
it.
wrap up.
Yeah.
Branch out for college and
Fuck you, all right.
yeah, that's it really.
Damn, it's tough. Hate him. You never went back for the anniversary.
Stick to your passions. Be a stronger self.
Nice. I like that.
That was poetic.
Yeah, it was.
Hey,
that down, write that down.
Write that down.
Go harder in the paint.
Yeah, there.
Yeah,
Okay,
there you
that's a
go.
very Mike answer.
I like that. See, I did that, so now when you go back, you can cut it right at the end of that.
Of what? Oh, the
Posted
thing.
on-
Oh,